On our first debate on terror boat politics, first let's wish Happy New Year to everyone. This is the first episode of the Newshour that I am anchoring this year. So Happy New Year to everyone. Maroof, don't look so glum.
Thank you.
Happy New Year, everyone. Okay, so let's debate this terror boat politics, right? That's good. Okay. I really think, Ragini, since you're representing the Congress party and there's Pavan Verma, Maroof on one side, Sheshadri Chari on one side, I presume D Bakshi on the same side, you're going to have a tough time tonight. Ragini, defending the indefensible, though Pavan Verma might give you a little bit of, covering fire. Because I think, Ragini, it is you who should be answering questions.
On your debates, Congress usually has...
No, it's not about my debates. It's about this particular case. I mean, how can you ask the government to come clean on the Pakistani boat issue? Tomorrow, if they give you more details, the Ministry of Defence has given a detailed statement on what exactly happened. You won't believe it. It appears, Ragini, that all that you are doing is trying to build a case for the Pakistanis. Why does the Indian National Congress want to appear to be a spokesperson of Rawalpindi on an issue such as this, which impinges on national security? Ragini. And then it's an open debate.
Arnab, your diatribe against the Congress and the Congress party's pious intentions are based on distorted logic, and I'll prove how. But let me begin. No, please let me answer now. Let me begin by saying that being a responsible political party, the Congress stands firm in solidarity with the government of the day as far as matters concerning national security are there. And we also congratulate and commend the National Coast Guard for this valiant operation of theirs on the intervening night of 31st December 2014. But having said that, Mr. Arnab Goswami, let me also specify that if there are contrary opinions and viewpoints existing in the public domain to the claims made by the government of the day...
Contrary on what basis?
...the duty of a responsible opposition...
contrary on what basis? Contrary on what basis? On the basis of Praveen Swami's article or what? Contrary on what basis?
These contrary opinions are not only emerging from the Congress party, but from different experts in different walks and fields of life. I can quote many reports. There was a story on Sunday Indian Express in which the forensic experts contacted by them categorically mentioned that the fact that the structure of the boat was intact is in contradistinction to the theories which say that the boat was blown up by explosives. Also, there was no white plume, which is characteristically
have you seen the boat?
Associated
have
with
you seen the
any
boat?
kind of
no, one second, Ragini, have you seen the boat?
Nobody has.
No, have you found the boat? Because nobody's found the boat. How do you know?
Nobody has seen the boat.
So then why are you saying this?
Nobody has seen the pictures except the pictures released by the Ministry of Defence. There is a lot of dubiousness around this particular
boat has
incident.
sunk.
There is a lot of grey
The boat has sunk. How have you seen the boat?
Shed some light, and I am not going to allow you or the opposition or the Bharatiya Janata Party to trample upon the right of the opposition to ask questions.
Sure.
Or to call and brand everyone who asks questions as Pakistani or a terrorist. I'm sure you remember Mr. Giriraj Singh, who during the Lok Sabha
I'm sorry, Arnab. I'm very sorry.
1 second.
I'm sorry, Arnab. You cannot go on like this.
And anybody
Ragini,
cannot go on like this, Arnab.
Ragini,
you call that person or that party
Ragini,
pro-Pakistani party.
Ragini, 1 minute. No, Ragini.
Mr. Arnab Goswami, the Congress party has fought wars against Pakistan and won those wars.
Now 1 second. Now 1 second, Ragini. Now 1 second, Ragini. No, I request you 1 second now. Ragini, hold it. Let's set some ground rules here.
Please remember your political history well.
Ragini.
Please do not forget that it was Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee who gave an epithet to Srimati Indira Gandhi as Durga for leading the country towards victory against a war, in a war against Pakistan.
Ragini,
so these are all facts.
Okay, Ragini, can you see?
We are asking the government to clean the air around this incident, to bring the facts and the evidence and the proofs they have in the public domain. That is all the Congress party is doing. And for that you are accusing us of being pro-Pakistan. I think that is an erroneous judgment and you should take it back.
Now, I just want to tell our viewers, we lost the phone line there with Ragini in between. So while I'm saying this, she's not hearing me. But, if she were to hear me, all I would have told her is I would have reminded her of all the things that Digvijay Singh has said in the past, when he used to go on a microblogging site to ask for the investigation to be completed by the NIA before jumping to conclusions on the Bodh Gaya blast. If there is one party in India which has politicized terrorism and the issue of terrorism, it is singularly only and only the Congress party. Now, I'm going to get Ragini back on the line, but okay, so Ragini, I was just saying something there. Maybe you can hear me now. Can you hear me? This is Arnab here. Can you hear me, Ragini? Can you hear me now? Ragini Nayak, can you hear me now? Okay, I don't think she can hear me. I'm going to take a rebut from Sheshadri Chari. Sheshadri Chari, terror board politics taking a new turn. Why doesn't the government just release more evidence to silence all the critics? Release more evidence.
Arnab, this is one of the worst situations that the Congress has brought upon this country. I don't expect a party of 130, 140 years to behave in this absolute irresponsible manner. The Congress spokesperson says that Congress is a responsible party. Is this the kind of responsibility that they are adjusting? Even if I am saying, even if you have an iota of doubt about all this incident, do you go to town with it? You go and tell the Pakistanis that, look, here is the chinks in our armor, come and attack us? This is what you do? For a party which divided the terrorism into saffron terrorism and green terrorism, they are teaching us politics, they are teaching us patriotism. What are they trying to do? Absolute shameless on the part of the Congress party to even say this. And when the defense minister has said that we are analyzing the situation, we are, shut up, I don't want your interruption now. I did not interrupt, please don't interrupt. It is not the question of covering up. What do you know about strategy? What do you know about strategy? Don't teach me strategy. Don't teach me strategy, please. You should remember that when it comes to issues with Pakistan, you have to be doubly careful. You have to be very careful, and your party has made the biggest blunder in this case. It has made one of the biggest blunders in this case. You are making a very big blunder.
1 minute. Ragini, do you hear me? 1 second. Both of you, please stop for a minute.
You have used anti-Pakistan sentiments time and again.
No, this dialogue cannot go together. This dialogue cannot.
Ragini and Sheshadri Chari, I am requesting. Ragini, 1 minute, he heard you. Ragini Nayak, he heard you. Now let me set some ground rules here. Ragini Nayak, 1 second. Sheshadri Chari ji, please 1 minute.
I am not going to keep quiet.
Okay, Sheshadri Chari ji, 1 minute. Give me a minute. Let me moderate this.
I want Islamabad to hear this fact.
Shameless for the Congress party.
I want Islamabad to hear this fact that here is a political party in our country which is ready to come to your rescue. Just because they have lost a political war in this country, here is a political party in India which is opening the doors for Islamabad and further terrorism in this country. This is what I want Islamabad to hear.
Okay, now both Sheshadri Chari and Ragini Nayak, I am making a request, a sincere request. Pull back. Pull back for a minute. Ragini, please. Because Ragini Nayak.
Please do not put the blame on us.
Miss Ragini Nayak, hear me. This is Arnab here. Please hear me.
Arnab, let me.
No, but please, Miss Nayak, please just hold back for a minute. I'm requesting you. Now, my request to you, Ragini Nayak, which is very sincere. You see, when Sheshadri Chari when you made your opening remarks, Sheshadri Chari heard you and you made fairly elaborate opening remarks. He didn't interrupt you even once. When he spoke, the moment he was tough on you, you came in and then you continued to interrupt him. I do believe that I want to go into facts because I think people of this country,
I am not going to sit here and listen to such degrading words as shameless. On what basis is he calling the Congress
party?
Is
that the issue? Is that the issue? Is that the issue?
The day or his party?
What are the facts?
Is that the issue? Are we going to discuss the language used?
Senseless comments?
No, 1 second.
Come out with facts.
No, Mr. Chari, don't respond. No, let's go on facts. Let's go on facts.
So
because I believe...
I will give you...
Okay, let's go on facts.
Against each other.
Ragini Nayak, 1 second. Do we agree we go on facts then? Do we have an agreement? Sheshadri Chari and Ragini Nayak?
Why don't we? Yes.
No, 1 second, Ragini Nayak, just pull back. I believe we want to go on facts. I want to go on facts. I want to know how it is that a responsible opposition party is making a case and there are people who are writing articles who say that everybody is wrong, Coast Guard is wrong, Ministry of Defence is wrong, Government of India is wrong, National Security Advisor is wrong, everybody is wrong, Pakistan is right. I simply want to know on what basis that argument is made. I'm telling you, I do believe that there are a lot of out-of-work peaceniks in our country who would not be satisfied. Out-of-work peaceniks in our country who would not be satisfied unless they give some ammo to the Pakistanis. Now, I'm not saying you're the out-of-work peacenik. I'm just saying there are some. Am I naming any? I'm not naming any. Now, question is on details. Maroof Raza, D Bakshi.
But you're hinting at some.
No, I'm not hinting at anything, Ragini Nayak. I am saying out-of-work peaceniks. Those who are out-of-work peaceniks know I'm talking about them.
I'm happy that you clarified.
No. I didn't call. Maroof and D Bakshi. Pavan Verma, I'm coming to you, please. My question is, Maroof, why would anybody blow them up? Blow them. Okay, you know the issues. Go ahead.
I'll tell you.
Go ahead, Maroof. Go ahead. I don't need to. Go ahead.
I'm basing my assessment on the information that is available.
Sure.
And the information that is available leads me to believe that there was something sinister with this boat, which led to the series of reactions by the Coast Guard and the other intelligence agencies. Why? Because A, fishing boats stick close to the coastline. They don't go as far away as 365 kilometers. B, this boat, which was being monitored for at least 12 hours, was in static condition towards the Pakistani coastline before it started making its way towards India. C, this boat, when challenged, started making its way back towards Pakistan and also led to a certain amount of transmission, which the government says, which will be made public, which got the intelligence agencies to believe they were talking to their minders in Pakistan, possibly in Pakistan's maritime intelligence or the ISI. Now, other facts. The other fact is that it is being argued again and again that the plume of smoke that came out, the explosives were white in color and they were not the color that, they should have been in terms of an explosive blast if it had been blasted by the people within the boat. Smugglers would traditionally, as somebody has said in a soundbite, throw their goodies into the sea and ask to surrender and hope to fight another day. Here, these guys were on a suicidal mission by my assessment. Please let me complete. And therefore, they took the actions they did, whether the Coast Guard fired on them or whether they committed suicide.
Agreed.
The plume of smoke does not necessarily lead us to believe that it was one kind of explosive or another kind. I have had fair amount of experience with dealing with explosives, and explosives always do not traditionally behave in one pattern if there is a mix of explosives being carried and ammunition being carried. The last point I wish to make, that the government of the day is making certain very obvious statements again and again. Let the whole process be completed before you react to some of the writings in some of the newspapers, which in the past have had a traditional to resort to sensationalism. Don't go by some remarks in some newspapers that challenge the entire edifice of Indian national security.
What is happening? What is happening here, Maroof, is What is happening here, Maroof, is the Congress party is trying to shoot off those media groups' shoulders. It's trying to say, no, we aren't saying it. You explain. But without any sense of responsibility.
Can I come in?
No, 1 second. Ragini, Pavan Verma hasn't even spoken. D Bakshi hasn't opened his innings in this new year. And RSN Singh has joined us. Let them also bat. And I'm sure you can bowl as many pacers as you can at them. But Sheshadri Chari is also waiting to bowl you out for a 6 today. You're on the back foot.
Yes, I want to make my own points.
I will come to you, Sheshadri Chari. I just want to ask Pavan Verma. Pavan Verma, is this a dangerous thing that the Congress party is doing? And will you accompany them in this process where they will be accused tomorrow of compromising national security by raising questions on an operation such as this?
Arnab, I believe the nation must stand united in order to face a threat of terror. I believe the fight against terror should be coordinated, strong and resolute. I believe I greatly respect Maroof as a strategic analyst. And I believe if the balance of evidence points it to being a terror boat, there should be no premature critique. At the same time, I do believe that the government, as it has promised, must release all the facts. As far as I am aware, the Defence Minister earlier in the day made a statement that they are probable or suspected terrorists. I believe there should be much stronger statements and presentation of facts before the nation,
What?
which establishes that this government has taken a resolute stand in the fight against terror. I want to make one important point, Arnab, and you would be interested in it. For instance, if a police, either of a state or a central agency, kills somebody by calling him a terrorist in an encounter, if our judiciary admits it, a plea against it being an encounter case of a terrorist, would you call it anti-national?
No.
In this country, we are a democracy.
Let me ask you a
While our
counter
fight
question.
against terror should be united. No, let me finish, Arnab. You came to me very late. While our fight against terror should be united, and there should be no premature critique even before the facts are out, I believe that in the nature of the kind of polity we are, if there is a request for all facts to be placed,
Sure. No,
it
no.
should be taken in the right
Sure.
spirit and not in such a brittle fashion.
No, no, but
to call anybody who asks for more facts
No.
as a colluder in terrorism.
No, sir.
Let's have a
I
sane
think you
debate.
got it wrong. No, that's not the question. GD Bakshi is coming in. Not calling you a colluder in terrorism or calling the Congress party a colluder in terrorism. My only counter question is this, sir. 2611,
No, but that's what the spokesperson of the
2611,
BJP has been doing.
Ragini, hear me. 2611.
The moment you start asking pertinent and legitimate questions, you are branded, you are condemned as a terrorist.
Miss
as a
Ragini
pro-Pakistani,
Nayak,
as
am I
someone who
calling
should
you
be
a
deported to
terrorist?
Pakistan.
One
This
second,
is what
Ragini.
the BJP has been doing all the time.
Ragini,
You
one
are
second.
not, you are not doing that.
No,
but
Ragini.
the BJP spokesperson
Miss
has
Ragini,
done that
1 minute.
time and again.
Miss Ragini, let the others come in. Let me complete. I'm only making one point. 2611 ripped through the heart of the nation. At that time, if somebody had said, how do we know these 2611 intercepts are Lakhvi's voice? How do we trust the government? We don't trust the government. The question is, you want to start from a premise where you say, we don't trust the government. Then who do you trust? You don't trust the government of your country, you trust the government of Pakistan. GD Bakshi coming into the debate. GD Bakshi, please. What are you holding up?
This was what the BJP was doing after 2611.
Please, that's a, please.
Sorry, we never did it. Sorry,
This
let us
Arnab
put the
is an
record straight.
advertisement
No.
which was brought out by the BJP on
No, we never did
28/11,
it.
just
We
2
never
days
did it.
after
No.
26/11,
No,
when
you're wrong,
when
you're wrong,
when
you're
Mumbai
wrong.
was still seething
You are
under the
absolutely
horrific
wrong. We
terrorist
never
attack.
did it.
This is what I call politicization of sensitive issues. So please, Mr. Sheshadri Chari,
We
do not blame
never
the
did
Congress.
it.
When you point
Arnab Goswami, let us put the record
Ragini Nayak, you made your point. He's
Let us
responding.
put the record
Will you
straight.
not let him respond, Ragini?
Advertisements.
Will you let him respond to you? No, what's a GD Bakshi? Hold on. Sheshadri Chari is responding. Yeah,
I
Mr. Chari.
will.
Let me put the record straight. We were with the government on 26/11. Even today, we believe that the government took an action very rightly, and it was some of the members of the Congress party. I don't want to name them. It was some of the 2 members of the Congress party, one who is no more, so I should not name him. The other person is now roaming around unemployed. It was they who criticized the person who was killed in that encounter, in that incident in Mumbai. I don't want to go back to all those things. Don't open the can of worms. The Congress party is full of that.
Because of
Therefore,
elections
let
in
us
Delhi,
stick. Let
you
us
were-
stick to
you
our
were
issue
putting
as
forth
of
these
now.
advertisements in
Let us
national
stick to the
Delhi.
issue as
No,
of
why
now.
are you moving away from the issue?
Present issue.
Weak government,
This present
weak
issue
government,
is a
unwilling
serious
and
one,
incapable.
Arnab Goswami.
Is this what
I think you should have got a
standing with
better
the
expert
government?
from the Congress party.
And you're blaming
This
the
is a
Congress
very
party
serious
when you're
issue.
only asking questions.
This is a very
when we
serious
want you to
issue.
put all the
Arnab,
material evidence that
don't
you have in
allow-
public
Ragini,
domain.
allow
When
your
the report-
program.
Ragini, stop. Please stop. No, 1 second. Ragini, this does not help. 1 second. Ragini, 1 second.
Explosives on
Miss
narcotics.
Nayak.
Is it too much?
Miss Nayak, can you hear me? Will you please
Arnab.
stop for a minute? Please.
Arnab,
And
your
I think
show.
this is not
Arnab.
helping. We can all interrupt
Arnab,
each
your
other.
show.
No, we can make our points, but let all points be heard. Rahul Narvekar joining the important debate. I also agree with
Arnab,
Mr. Chari to an extent that I say tonight, let us discuss this terror boat issue. We'll discuss history, geography later. I want to discuss the terror boat issue. GD Bakshi, I'm coming to you. I'm coming on the issue, GD Bakshi.
How convenient.
No, it's not. It is relevant. Don't call it convenient. It is relevant. I am asking you if these are some chota-mota smugglers.
It is convenient for you to say that.
And
Again, I'm asking a relevant question and you want to put aside that question.
Miss Nayak.
Because you don't have an answer for that.
Miss Nayak, I am not the one giving answers. I am the one asking questions in case you didn't notice. GD Bakshi.
So, yes, please. Arnab, I would like to place this incident in its correct operational context and perspective.
Sure.
For a long time, we have been receiving information that the maritime wing of the Lashkar-e-Toiba is been preparing for strikes on the coastal shore. One. Number two, recently the Taliban tried to hijack a Pakistani frigate and use it against the Indian Navy. That is number two fact. Number three fact, we have picked intercepts which clearly seem to suggest that this ship was carrying explosives and arms for the terrorists. Thailand, if you are aware, is a very, very major source of arms
Yes.
for the Northeast and also used to supply to the LTTE. Now, instead, in any other country, such a prompt reaction by our Coast Guard would have been cause for satisfaction,
Yeah.
would have been cause for rejoicing.
Not for what's going on.
Our boys have been hauled. No, Arnab, please. Our boys have been hauled over the coals. They have been virtually called crooks and scoundrels.
Yeah.
They have been, accused of trying to stage an encounter. And the kind of the feeling that this party is giving to the nation is that every encounter is a fake encounter unless proved otherwise.
I think you should apologize, Ragini Nayak. I think the Congress party should apologize.
This kind of a fake, it is this kind of a retail
Apologize
disbelief
for what?
that they are trying to inculcate.
What Mr. Bakshi is saying
in the world,
is his own
in
assessment.
the people of the
We
country,
never alleged that.
which is unacceptable.
We are not taking away anything from the Coast Guards or the
Madam,
Army
please
or
hear
the
me out.
Air Force or
Madam,
the
please
Navy.
hear me out.
We never said that. We are only asking
You
the government
are
to be
demonizing.
more
Please hear me
specific,
out.
to
Please hear me
clarify.
out.
Is that
You
is all
are
the Congress party
demonizing
saying?
the armed
All
forces.
the rest of the things are
You are
speculations
demonizing and
your
insulting
own distorted
the Coast
logic,
Guard.
and I cannot help
And
you
I
with that.
don't think we are
If the
prepared to
government
take
has
it
all the
lying
facts,
It
if
is
the government
important.
has all
It
the
is
material
important,
evidence,
Ragini, that you
the
hear.
Your defense
Rahul
is-
Narvekar.
the boat was full of terrorists and carrying explosives coming
Miss
from Pakistan
Ragini
to
Nayak,
commit
Miss
another
Ragini Nayak,
26
there are,
Why
may I
hasn't
say
the
this?
government registered
May
a
I say this?
single
May I say this?
strategic diplomatic
Miss Nayak, Miss
protest
Nayak,
with
please.
Pakistan till
Miss
date.
Nayak, please.
There are
Miss Nayak.
divergence of opinions.
Miss Nayak, 1 minute, please don't continue like this. Please let me come in. 1 second, it's not good manners. My question is, please, simple. Be logical. You don't do something that is going to be against your national interest. We are proud of those men from the Indian Coast Guard and their ships who carried out the operation. You today, much to the delight of the Pakistanis, I am sure, go ahead and say it was a fake encounter. Rahul Narvekar, do you stand with the Congress party, or will you have the courage of conviction today to speak for yourself for once, Rahul Narvekar, rather than speak as a lackey of the Congress party? Rahul Narvekar, how would you like to open your innings this year? Just by being a lackey of the Congress party, or by speaking for yourself on this issue? I'd like to remind you, why would there be wireless intercepts picked up by the NTRO which shows contacts between the Pakistani army, the Pakistani Maritime Security Agency, and someone, as D Bakshi said, in Thailand, who was talking of finishing the task? What was that task? To smuggle diesel?
Well, Arnab.
Yes.
Well, Arnab, now if you're done with your huge, long, humongous question, give me a small opportunity to give you a short reply. Number one, you asked me how would I like to begin. I would like to begin by putting the records correct and the facts on your table, that the NCP has always put up their stand and not acted as or anything
Lackey
else
of the Congress party.
One. Number two, lackey of the Congress party.
Yeah.
Number two, insofar as national security is concerned, our stand is very clear. Neither can the party in opposition nor can the party in government play politics over an issue concerning national security.
Who's playing politics, Rahul?
No leader, no party, no entity.
Who's playing politics, Rahul?
Is allowed to do the same.
Who's playing politics, Rahul?
Number three, if at all, there are questions asked by a party in opposition or by any citizen of this country,
I'll ask you a question.
where they require the government to get to the bottom of the investigation, I don't think it is fair for a responsible government to say that by asking such a question, you are questioning
Sheshadri
the
Chari.
loyalty, the patriotism of that individual or that party. I think that is most uncalled for. Let me also remind Mr. Sheshadri Chari, when he talks about 2611, let me also remind him that when during the parliament attack, when the NDA was in government, the entire opposition stood united with the government to fight against this act of terror. And Mr. Sheshadri Chari should not have selective memory. He should also go back to the parliament attack and realize how the opposition stood by the government then. So let's not make these empty allegations. Let's face the fact. Today we have a scenario where, of course, the efforts of our Coast Guard and our security agencies has to be applauded.
Why don't you apply some logic?
But there are also contrary reports.
Sheshadri Chari responding.
Also contrary.
He's responding.
Mr.
He's responding and he should be allowed to.
Arnab Goswami, will you let me complete?
No, sir, sir, you said I asked a long question and you're giving a short answer. I think my question was 1/10 the length of your answer so far. So I will now allow Sheshadri Chari, who's understood the gist of your answer, to respond.
My answer has more substance than your question. Therefore, it deserves longer time.
Sir, you know what? I don't want to contest you, Mr. Narvekar, on the entire issue of substance. But you tell me today, if you understand plain vanilla economics, who would be mad? I mean, I'm hearing some mad theories that the people were poor chota-mota diesel smugglers. I mean, you have to be mad to take diesel from Pakistan where it is more expensive, put it on a boat, risk your life to sell it in India where it is less expensive.
I am not subscribing to those theories at all.
No.
Arnab, all I am saying is, if there is a question asked, let the government reply. They should not shy away from that. If they
but the government has replied. Haven't you seen the government reply? You don't believe the reply.
I am not saying.
Sheshadri Chari is now responding.
I am not saying that this matter can be resolved or we can get to the bottom of it.
No. Sheshad, no. I thought. No. What's
say that? Let them not say. Just because a question is asked, you are an agent of the Pakistanis. That's absolutely rubbish.
That is your no. Watch it. I feel that is your overactive defense mechanism which is speaking. Rahul Narvekar, because I didn't call you an agent of the Pakistanis. That's what you're calling yourself. I didn't call you. Now Sheshadri Chari is responding. Sheshadri Chari. Sheshadri Chari will respond. The charges made to him.
Not specifically directed at one party.
Mr. Chari, please.
Now let me.
And sometimes when you read between the lines, the meaning becomes very specific.
Let me thank Mr. Rahul Narvekar.
It's very clear whom you're targeting.
Let me thank Mr. Rahul Narvekar. Let me thank Mr. Rahul Narvekar for reminding about the parliament attack. But we don't need pontification from this man. He should remember that after the parliament attack, when the process of investigation was going on, what kind of words were used against the BJP at that time, and what are the actions that were undertaken by Congress and some of the cronies of the Congress.
Like to remind you,
and also I would Rahul, Mr. Narvekar, all that you have to do, Rahul Narvekar,
of the chief minister,
Rahul Narvekar, please let me complete. Rahul Narvekar, please let me complete.
You answer
Rahul Narvekar,
before you point
Rahul Narvekar,
look and introspect about yourself.
Rahul Narvekar, I am not listening to you because you should read the speeches made by the leaders of your party. At that time, you were not in NCP.
They don't like
you were not in NCP.
They come to their own
Look at the speeches made by your own party spokesperson at that time after the parliament attack. Therefore, don't dig into history. If you start digging into history, we will have to go back to the digging of cricket pitches by your party, your former party. So don't dig too deep into history. Limit yourselves to what is happened today.
Mr. Sheshadri Chari, they are your allies.
I know. I'm very sorry about it.
How are you, if you are so ashamed of that act, why are you taking them as allies? If you are so ashamed.
Anyway, we're not discussing politics. My question is the drug smuggler theory. One of the ridiculous theories in this case is the drug smuggler theory. My question is RSN Singh. One second, Sheshadri Chari coming to you. One other theory, Mr. Chari, 1 minute. Mr. Chari, 1 minute. One of the theories being propounded by this peacenik / pro-Pakistan / whatever confused lobby is that these poor people who were on this boat, one theory is that they were trying to smuggle a little bit of liquor, what's wrong? They were trying to smuggle a little bit of diesel, what's wrong? And the third view, RSN Singh, former intelligence officer, is that they were poor little drug smugglers, just doing a little bit of drug smuggling. My question to you, RSN Singh, from your experience, if they were carrying drugs, there is a whole wide ocean that they are going on, dispose the drugs in the ocean. Why would you blow yourself up? I mean, you've got to be crazy. If you're carrying drugs, you drop them in the ocean and tell the Indian Coast Guard, go find the drugs. Why would you blow yourself up? I mean, I don't know whose advice the Congress party is taking on this, but RSN Singh, yes.
Absolutely. Yesterday on your channel, General D Bakshi, he had reminded the country that in '93, all the explosives were planted in Mumbai by smugglers. And intelligence, you normally don't use saints. You use the smugglers who know the routes very well. So let's leave it at that. The other thing that is being, the other thing which is being spoken. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead, loud and clear, please.
The other thing which is being touted by the so-called conspiracy theorists is that, oh God, Pakistan, how it cannot fight on two fronts at the same time.
Yeah.
May I remind these gentlemen that when 26/11 was had taken place, Pakistan must have fully calculated that this could trigger a all-out war, and it was also at that time carrying out operations in Fatah. And was embroiled in the affairs in Afghanistan.
Right.
So this two front theory. I'm not so much anguished by the politicians because some of these are hopeless lot. What do you mean by questioning?
Arnab.
What do you mean by questioning in a democracy?
Arnab.
When you are expressing a doubt, should the benefit of doubt go to your own agencies and your own forces?
Absolutely.
You did the same thing in Samjhauta Blast.
Oh, yes.
You did the same thing in Samjhauta Blast. David Headley's wife, she goes to the US Embassy and tells that my husband has done it. The US State Treasury Department says that one gentleman, Arif Kasmani, he was the main coordinator of the attacks. And look at our political class. They would not believe these people, but go by the version of
why? Pavan Verma, let me appeal to your rational sense. Pavan Verma and Ragini Nayak, let me appeal to your rational sense.
Because they have politicized terror. They have tried to balance terror.
The only thing worse than advertently,
tried to fabricate terror.
Ragini Nayak, understand this. The only thing worse, Maroof, than advertently aiding Pakistan's agenda, Maroof, is to inadvertently aid Pakistan's agenda. Why would anyone do that? And that question is asked, Maroof, if the benefit of doubt is to go, should the benefit of doubt
not aiding Pakistan's agenda. That is your own logic. That is your own conclusion. I would like to repeat myself. The people who are coming up with n number of theories, let them be any experts or any people from any walks of life, are also citizens of this country.
Miss Nayak,
and the citizens of this country have a valid, legitimate right to ask questions.
Don't shoot up the thing. Sheshadri Chari, only Sheshadri Chari. Don't shoot up. Who is the citizen of this country? Which citizens of the country? 1 second, Ragini Nayak. How can you say citizens of the country? Who are the citizens of the country who are questioning this? It's the Congress party that's questioning it. No, Sheshadri Chari and Maroof Raza, please. Now perhaps Sheshadri Chari and Maroof Raza with Ragini Nayak on the screen. Sheshadri Chari, please on the screen.
This is what I call.
Can I please have Mr. Chari and Maroof on the screen, please? Yes, go ahead, Mr. Chari.
I can understand. Arnab, I can understand
Arnab.
if half a dozen people and some very learned journalists who are by any imagination who are not experts as far as war and information gathering is concerned, whose English is good. Sorry, beyond that I cannot give them any points. Even if they raise this question, what is the responsible Congress party supposed to do? They are not supposed to go to town with whatever reports are appearing in one or two newspapers. They are supposed to tell those newspapers and tell those experts also that, look, let us wait till the government comes out with a complete report.
What about the NTRO, Mr. Sheshadri Chari? The communications
please
which were
let me complete.
by the NTRO
Please let me complete.
Please
let me complete.
Let him complete.
Let me complete.
Let him complete.
No, I think the more serious matter is, Arnab, let me tell you, I have been, Arnab.
He said that the board...
Miss Ragini, please, one at a time, Miss Ragini Nayak. One at a time, Miss Nayak, this is not appropriate. This is not appropriate. No, this is not appropriate, Miss Nayak. Let him complete. Miss Nayak, let him complete.
Miss Nayak, please.
Miss Nayak, let him complete.
You know nothing about politics.
Miss Nayak, let him complete.
Politics even before you were probably born. Don't teach me politics. And I am the General Secretary of Forum for Integrated National Security for the last 10 years.
You
I have conducted at least 6.
Right now you are representing
I have worked with the security agencies.
Please do not
I have worked with security agencies. I am not representing any party. I am not representing any political party here.
I might be younger to you.
I am only standing up for my country. I am standing up for the integrity of this country. I am speaking on behalf of the security agencies of this country. Therefore, you don't know anything about it.
Do not be so arrogant.
So let us keep ourselves. Let us keep ourselves to our subjects.
So please
I don't require any pontification from you.
The question is, are those skeptics asking? One second, let's not get this straight. Are those skeptics asking Maroof and Pavan Verma in the debate? Are those who are skeptical of this asking?
No,
are those who are skeptical of this asking Pavan Verma?
Arnab, I want to make one more point. Arnab, I want to make one more very important point, and please ask this Congress spokesperson not to speak in between. The most important point I am making here is, let the Congress party come out and at least issue a statement that our Coast Guard has done a wonderful job, and at least they should congratulate the Coast Guard. Let them not do anything as far as the government is concerned. Let them not trust the government. But at least they must issue one statement saying that the Coast Guard has done a great job.
I began this debate congratulating the Coast Guard. Please go home, rewind it and see it. All the Congress spokespersons have been congratulating the Coast Guard.
No, you have not done it. The Congress has raised the doubts.
We have been commending
the Congress has raised doubts about the Coast Guard. Congress has raised doubt about this government.
That is your fault. That is
the
not
Congress
the fault of the
Congress has raised doubts about this government's intention.
Even
1 second.
It was a smuggling operation. It was intervened and stopped.
Ragini Nayak, less than half an hour ago.
This is something.
Ragini Nayak, this is now an important issue from the national perspective. Pavan Verma needs to come back. Maroof needs to come back to the debate. If there was no evidence, Pavan Verma, on the government's version like the Congress party claims, why didn't the crew stop and identify themselves despite the Coast Guard firing warning shots? Are we saying by implication that the Coast Guard set the boat on fire to destroy evidence? Are we saying the Defence Ministry is lying? Are we saying the Navy is cooking up a story? Is that not a very serious charge, Pavan Verma?
Leave your panelists speak.
Yes, Mr. Verma.
Arnab, let your panelists
Go ahead,
speak,
go ahead.
Please. Simple point I want to say, whether it was a smuggling boat or a terrorist boat, and the facts will establish very clearly what it was, I'm very happy that our Coast Guard was alert. In the past it's not been, and I congratulate them. There should be no premature or motivated critique of a government working against terror. But I want to stick not by what you are saying, Arnab, but what our defense minister has said. The defense minister used this phrase. I have great respect for Sheshadri Chari's political and international analysis and of Maroof. But our defense minister has said that they are probable or suspected terrorists, and we will be bringing out the facts of the case.
No, sir.
Why are we taking this debate beyond it?
No, sir. Just 50 minutes back, 45 minutes back, when the news hour was beginning, I want to to go to Maroof next. The Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar has confirmed that that the Pakistani involvement is very strongly there, and he said we release more evidence on this. There is clear involvement of Pakistan, involvement of Pakistan in the terror boat.
Yeah.
But
that
this
is very welcome. It's
so who?
a sign of a responsible defence minister. The country is with him. And he is releasing evidence. Why are you making this a debate of competitive patriotism?
Sir, this debate has been started by the Congress party. Who you are not questioning, Mr. Verma. Mr. Verma, what if I say that for political reasons? No, Mr. Verma, you are a very fine spokesperson.
You are extremely selective in hearing what your panelists say. I said there should be no politically motivated or premature criticism.
Now,
I said it to you. Now the defence minister is said he'll place the facts from the realm of the public. You are making it jingoistic.
Mr. Verma, thank you for the bouquets. Thank you for the bouquets that you give me at the start of the year. I look forward to more this year. But my question to you is, who politicized it? How now they on the 30th of December, Maroof, the NTRO intercepts a conversation from Karachi on transferring vital equipment to the western coast of India. The question tonight is, do we believe our government anymore or not? Or do we disbelieve our government? If the starting premise is don't believe the government.
No, I believe our government. I believe our government, but I will not believe my government in any case.
Okay, Maroof.
Or anyone else, if they
then why did the Congress party not wait for those facts? Why did the Congress party not wait for those facts? Why did they not wait for the facts? Maroof is responding.
Point, sir. Just let me contribute, please.
Maroof.
Mr. Verma, sir.
Maroof, please.
Three quick points. Point one. On up 3 quick points. Point one, that this is not the first piece of information that has come in the recent past about a possible maritime attack on India's coastline, which is as big as our land borders, 7,500 kilometers. There were reports earlier of something trying to be planned from the Sri Lanka side. There are reports also something being planned on our eastern coast from Chittagong side. And these reports have kept our entire coastal forces on a state of high alert. Therefore, when this transmission was passed both to the Navy and the Coast Guard, from what I picked up in the papers and on the net, apparently the Navy ignored it, but the Coast Guard reacted. Having said that, the point I wish to make is that one of the sore points for Pakistan right now is that Obama is going to be visiting India and not Pakistan, because Pakistan is not seen as a safe destination for the US president. However, an attack so close to an Indian city or an Indian coastal area close to the president's visit might have got the American antennas up that look to portray India as a relatively unsafe destination for the US president, particularly when the Gujarat summit and all that is taking place this week and the week after in Gujarat. So please keep that in mind as one of the issues that must be playing on the minds of the planners of the attack. And the final point I wish to make is that the defense minister and the entire defense ministry has said, give us 3 to 4 days to come up with the evidence. Remember, in the case of Kasab, all the volume of evidence that was put together was hardly ever made public. Why did the Congress and the UPA never make all that public and embarrass Pakistan and wash their dirty linen in public? They put it into judicial reports, gave it to Pakistan, and Pakistan has thrown it into the bin. And now you tell us make everything public in 24 or 48 hours. Please give the government of the day time, and in the case of terrorism, RSN Singh and others will agree. Unless you are in a state of heightened alert, your complacency will get your citizens. So it is better to be alert than to be complicit. And that is the only point that people are making. If it is proof, prima facie, that this was a farce, then the people should be hauled over the coal. Let me tell you, I am no spokesman for the BJP, but the same government has ensured when the soldiers wrongly killed civilian youngsters in Badgam, they have admitted to that error in Kashmir, which is a first for any government in the last so many years, and decided to give them suitable punishment. So I think if it is proved that the Coast Guard is setting up this
but
whole
now a
charade,
phrase comes up,
Coast
Maroof.
Guard should be hauled over the
No,
court.
but Maroof, a phrase.
Till then, hold your
One second.
Because Pakistan is going to pick up
GD
straws in the wind
No.
and embarrass you internationally. Is that what you want as a country?
New word comes up. GD Bakshi, new word comes up. Disproportionate force. Disproportionate force against terrorists. Disproportionate force against people who blow themselves up when confronted by our security forces. Sympathy oozing out of our hearts for people who come in undetected from the Pakistani side and blow themselves up when confronted by our security forces. And we call this legitimate analysis. I want to know the source. I'm saying tonight, I want to know the source of this information. If people are asking today, Pavan Verma and Rahul Narvekar and everyone, why do we don't believe our government? I want to know the source of the information on the other side. Where is that source which says there was disproportionate evidence used? What source?
Can I come in, please?
What source? What analysis? GD Bakshi. What Rahul Narvekar? What are you? Rahul Narvekar, are you changing your life?
Arnab, can I kindly come in now and have my say?
Yes, GD Bakshi, please. After that, Rahul Narvekar. Yeah, please.
Arnab, I would like to state in all humility that these political representatives bristled when their patriotism was questioned. But the pain is that every second day, after every encounter, they question the integrity of the NTRO, they question the integrity of the Coast Guard, they question the integrity of our Ministry of Defence. I am not answerable for the Ministry of Defence, but I can speak for the troops on the ground, for the soldiers who soldier in every day in and day out. At the drop of a hat, they are taken over the coals. Their integrity, their honor, that does not count. That you can question, madam, any time that you want. That is not acceptable.
And that do based
absolutely
reports.
Each time.
Absolutely.
You are talking about your patriotism.
No, RSN Singh coming in. RSN Singh wants to make a comment. I want to.
Patriotism.
Why are you insulting the Coast
Guard or the Navy or any armed forces? I'm sorry.
You have spoken enough.
I don't know why you
Arnab,
towards those conclusions, Mr. GD Bakshi.
Miss Ragini Nayak, Miss Nayak, RSN Singh was saying something here. I want to remind you that after the Bangalore blast, Janardhan Dwivedi said terror incidents should never be seen for political gain. Digvijay Singh on Twitter was talking after the Bodh Gaya blast. And I don't want to remind you how you lent credence to Pakistan's agenda when your Union Home Minister, Sushil Kumar Shinde, accused the BJP and the RSS of fanning Hindu terrorism.
You say that you don't want to talk about the history and geography
and Pakistan
of
picked it up.
And now you will again start citing examples from historical past. What are you doing?
I'm saying don't help the Pakistanis.
Already your questions are so
I'm saying don't help the Pakistanis.
And then you've already decided what
knowingly or unknowingly don't help the Pakistanis. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying Ragini, I'm saying it. Ragini, I'm saying it. No, Ragini, I'm saying it. You don't like it. No, Ragini, I'm saying it. Now listen to me, Ragini. I'm saying it. Ragini, listen to me. Ragini, one second. Ragini, now listen to me. Ragini. It's a democracy, right?
Supposed to believe.
No, one second. Ragini, one second. Now listen to me. It's a democracy, right? So I'm saying knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously,
people of India,
voluntarily or involuntarily, advertently or inadvertently, don't help the Pakistanis. What wrong am I saying? Knowingly or unknowingly, voluntarily or involuntarily, advertently or inadvertently, don't help the Pakistanis. That's all I'm saying. RSN Singh, quickly. 1 minute left on the debate. RSN Singh. RSN Singh.
Army or the Pakistan.
RSN Singh, please. Mr. Singh. Mr. Singh, please continue.
I think it is.
For God's sake, I've been imploring you. Madam, I've been imploring you to allow others to speak.
Is all the Congress party saying?
Madam,
I don't know why are you continuously.
You think you have scored a big victory?
Let him speak.
Madam, each time you raise a doubt or a question of this nature, remember you are diluting the resolve of this country to fight terror. And this has been done more than once now. Do you know all these utterances from these, irresponsible quarters today is doing rounds all over Pakistan? Sometimes I doubt whether, the Pakistan has got collaborators here, because it is the same gang. It is the same gang which wanted to hand over Siachen. It was the same gang which has been, questioning everything that India does in the name of democracy.
Congress party is resolute against Pakistan.
Madam, allow others to speak, for God's sake.
Okay, wrapping up.
Madam, what sort of a spokesman you are?
Of India.
You have no manners, absolutely.
Please do not accuse us of that. I've heard enough of that. We, the Congress party has
Madam,
enough incidents. The people of the country.
I'm not bothered about Congress and the BJP. I am telling you what is the
on the debate. 20 seconds on the debate. I only want to say this at the end. No, Sheshadri Chari. Sheshadri Chari. No, what's it? Sheshadri Chari, I'm saying this. Release more information. I'm saying today, release more information. Release all the information that you can. Release the information. Out of a sense of belief or disbelief, release the information. Yes,
no, I want to make only one point. I think
you should
we
not.
should wait for more information.
Information should never be released.
We should wait for more information, but I would rather suggest to the government, don't buckle under the pressure of these quarters which are taking upon themselves to wreck these agencies and also bring upon us a great doubt.
Absolutely.
No, we should take our own time. Let the government
shared.
No.
Because that is what the collaborators want.
Therefore, let us wait for this.
Sure.
Let us wait for the complete report. And in the meantime,
yes, Mr. Narvekar, quickly, 10 seconds.
If you are going to do this debate again, please get a better person from the Congress party.
You want to see the intercepts?
No, 1 second. Rahul Narvekar, 10 seconds, then I'm closing this. 10 seconds.
I would only like to state that, at this point of time, I would only like to state that no one doubts the integrity of the party in government or the government of this country insofar as national security is concerned, nor do we doubt the credibility and the credentials of the security agencies. But these stories about whatever these stories are making the rounds,
stories again you
also
start
being planted.
What stories?
By the media. There are wide reports in the media.
Don't shoot off the media's shoulder. Maroof told you that. Don't shoot off the media's shoulder when convenient to you.
Anti-national newspaper.
I thought you are a seasoned journalist.
Which also carried the cool story. Please don't write on the back of this anti-national newspaper.
No, 1 second. Let's not call any newspaper names. No, we won't say the Indian Express is anti-national. That's wrong.
A single media report which provides this alternate story.
No, please. No, 1 second. You know, I think every media house has the right to put out any story that it wants. What I'm saying is, let the media house put out the story.
Exactly.
But 1 second. The media is free and continues to. But at the same time, if the Congress party as a political party wants to question the government on this entire issue
political party
and wants to give fodder to the Pakistanis, let it bat for itself and not shoot over the media's shoulder. Now, what do you think? Who should be explaining themselves? Ragini Nayak put up her point of view today. You heard Sheshadri Chari as well. Who do you think should come clean? The government on this case or those asking the questions? I'd like to hear from you, and I thank everyone for joining me on debate number 1 this Monday evening on the Newshour Tonight.